Welcome everyone to another open source live stream out just today, the latest version of Firefox, the leading, and yes, it might trigger some people, open source browser. Of course, that's still downloading because probably overloaded. So what is quick glance, our usual quick glance here? What is new in Firefox 103? There, first of all, July 26, is it even? I think I checked it. Where's my mouse cursor? 100. All right, this date here is stupid because why should it? Yeah. Anyway, whatever date is today. Improved responsiveness for macOS. Not that would be really care for switching to modern log API 2022. And otherwise, more interesting for us. Always forget something required fields now highlighted in PDF forms. I find it a little bit funny. I know Mozilla is one of the most successful open source foundations, and certainly Firefox one of the industry-leading browsers. But I find it funny for this maybe nearly 1,000 employee foundation here that this is not the best ordered, right? Even I, shouting this out on YouTube, I realize macOS not the most important and highlighted PDF forms not the most important. Why do they not sort this a little bit? It's like it's a freaking browser, not a PDF editor, right? Although some people misuse it as it. Of course, amazing, just like, yeah, what is with the browser? So improved, finally something improved performance on high refresh rate monitors. Unfortunately, I wish recurring theme, I wish also those big companies and projects would quantify this here a little bit better. For example, what specifically is this just scrolling experience? Also, what else should it be, right? It probably, I didn't read the source. As you see, it's still downloading at a record snail speed, but I guess my expectations probably only snappier scrolling, right? Which is nice enough to have. Although I have to say I have, I'm actually not even sure, does the Mac have is it high refresh rate? Also, yeah, we need to click on display settings. Yes, so I guess this promotion was a bit higher, right? So I kind of was probably using that here on this MacBook Pro, but also on the Nothing phone. So that is finally also the first phone I have with such a display, because cheapskate, obviously, right? And I have to say it is overrated, right? I mean, who cares how snappy that is scrolling? It's like, yeah, and then maybe most people even turn it off to save battery life, because who even cares if it's still scrolling faster? This is kind of first world problems of like, who really cares? Also, I have a feeling, a little bit side talk here, because this download is just so slow, right? I obviously want to freaking just build a TM, but yeah, I guess every one of you is loading. The last 1,000 users of Firefox are loading it right now. And this is, I have the feeling there is something fishy, at least on macOS, in terms of double buffering, because a decade ago there with my first Dell 4K display, which had MST, and with my, at that time, 8 years ago, Retina MacBook Pro, like second generation or something, it only outputted 30 Hertz for this high bandwidth 4K stuff, which even on Windows and Linux, it even worked with 60 Hertz. This 30 Hertz limitation, by the way, only a limitation of either the Intel graphics or the GMAX, or graphic max there. Funny little limitations of, theoretically the hardware can do that, just not on macOS. But I used also recently, I got a new display on my desk, this Huawei 28-inch 4K plus thing there. And now I have exactly the same, right? I thought I improved my experience, because with this MST display, my Retina MacBook, my 7-year-old Retina MacBook Pro doesn't reliably wake from sleep. Like every second time it freezes for 7 years, totally got on my nerves. And it's like, I didn't even think that through. I now have the same issue like I had 7 years ago, which is this new 4K plus 3x2 28-inch Huawei MateView or so also only has 30 Hertz for macOS on this old, not this MacBook here, but previous Retina MacBook Pro. So I have again this experience, and it feels too crazy slow, and I have the impression there is something strange going on with blitting the mouse cursor. So at least for the mouse cursor, I guess it's double buffered and it's like doubling the latency. So effectively maybe having instead of 30, like only 15 Hertz. I probably should research that further. Maybe use share, like, and subscribe for that. That would also mean that probably on, again, we should benchmark that, but that also might mean that on a 60 Hertz Mac OS, you only have a mouse cursor effectively refreshing with, although maybe it's actually refreshing. Wait, I take it back. It's probably refreshing with this Hertz, just 1 frame delayed. So actually it's not like refreshing with less, it's just the input lag is higher due to double buffering the mouse cursor, probably as part of the window server. Sorry, still recovering. So yeah, but recurring theme, nothing that major, right? Enjoy picture subtitles. Also, yeah, never use this, right? There is not recurring theme, right? Also, are we probably still downloading? Oh no, we have freaking downloaded at a whopping, how many bytes? Like, is it half a megabyte? Hey, we downloaded a third of a freaking floppy. Is that true? Looks like that, right? So here, just some general discussions, which with 60 Hertz you don't notice that much, but with 30 Hertz then like a 30th of a second further input lag is certainly quite a bit. Certainly feels like a rubber band to me. Buttons, the tabs also like shift tabs, like wonderful. Windows, make text bigger, accessibility setting, no effects. All the UI and content pages rather than only plugins. So it's Windows anyway. So fixed non-breaking space are now preserved, preventing automatic line breaks when copying text. That is amazing. Fixed WebGL, so NVIDIA binary driver, who cares, right? DM, buff on Linux, like you have freaking NVIDIA. Basically, YOLO, as important as macOS. Fixed an issue with Firefox startup could significantly slowed down by processing of web contents, local storage. That is certainly a nice thing to have faster, especially. Also, this has the greatest impact on users. On users? So not for you. On users? Oh, okay, maybe I could say that. On users with platter hard drives and significant local storage. So platter hard drive. It's like you got an SS. Also, like basically very security fixes, but basically everything's like, yeah, macOS locking, Windows accessibility. Although I would actually, maybe Windows accessibility is the most important thing. But basically, yeah, it's a minor version of a new browser, what we're expecting, right? So of course we're building here this stuff, and due to the download being so excessively slow, we are not even there yet. Inti2 as our tiny little Linux distribution. Here, major changes. The next real binary ISOs will be built with. So yeah, let's start building that. I'm not sure if it builds locally like that. Major improvements in hardened binary executables, and with position-independent executables for better address space randomization. So yeah, that is target access. So that is super annoying. So the recurring theme, especially these files, are super annoying to patch, and maybe we should actually pretty much like delete them or stuff. They are super annoying to patch because they're like machine generated one line, super long line, totally unworkable with. So that is error here, which, oh wait, this is of course more Firefox. Wait, not error, but oh, this is our 486 patch. That is disappointing. What did we had here? We had here 486. Yeah, so they probably updated this, and the problem is we can't even. Maybe we create a helper function to substitute the checksums away, because we can't just delete it, then it wouldn't build. But I think we probably can like remove all the bloody checksums, or either that, because it is certainly super annoying that each time we update this. Yeah. third-party modules. So it's need to rediff that later. Let's first see how. Oh wait, this is also wrong. Just oh man. Okay, everything else looks to apply. So yeah, tiny little bit rediff. We could check also tiny little bit cbind-gen. Oh yeah. You thought Windows has a DLL hell? Yeah, it's welcome to Rust and other open source dependency hell cbind. Gen, we probably have a new version. Oh wait, do we need? Was it not prefix or stuff? It is possible that this is the latest version. Let's maybe double check that. There's always a possibility that I check versions that wrong. Maybe I did. Oh no, I didn't. So otherwise, what's cbind-gen? That stuff is building and nothing like epic thread working through that. And so yeah, 486 we can already. .486, and yeah, probably need to help a function for that. We can't continue like that. So they probably have a new version, and probably all the bloody checksums change, which is, yeah. Also, even if you machine generate stuff, I would usually also not even, pro tip, not machine generate one super overly unworkable line, because if this would be checksums, if they would just add one tiny little new line behind each checksum, then a patch to that wouldn't change the whole line, obviously. So making them actually pliable there. So no, not virus. Or also this is wrong. Tree, nothing, no, gazillions work. Firefox 160, 50, and actually need to go soon. Firefox, let's see what version do they, what they don't, right, this is also not Firefox. So 84, actually, this is quite some versions, actually surprised. But yeah, time is flying. What, this doesn't have a version anymore? So they just, okay, let's see. What happens if we can remove this version? Maybe just like it's still the same, or it, we are, I mean, yeah, the chances are slim, although it is always a possibility. But let's see. I should probably start sending this stuff upstream. If I get this applied upstream, but maybe we would. Yeah, again, it is super. The most annoying thing of this stuff is that even it should not even have this checksums. I mean, this is a really, really strange working method there at Mozilla Foundation to check some source files. I mean, it's a freaking open source project, right? You want to motivate people to just modify work on the open source, but just like deleting that out. So yeah, this fails, of course. Let's see. Is it just targets RS? Okay, actually this fails. Yeah, I probably have to continue with this later. Let's see if there's a 486 target in there, if we're super lucky. Don't quite expect that, but 5. No, there isn't. They just changed the stuff, so we can actually directly. Yeah. Need to redo that, which is. Yeah, this. I now modified. It was not the cleanest. I started to modify a already partially patched file, but we will just, oops. Yeah, but this kind of stuff is also, I would normally not write my code like this. This is also a little bit silly. Do we also need, do we need to patch that here? Actually, no, we have, what did we patch? 46, actually, I'm not sure what was rejected. I probably should send all this stuff upstream. Yeah, they changed, yeah, they, of course they had to change all this code here. I slightly wonder that previously we didn't, because would we need that here? Targets? Round trip, non-triplets. Maybe probably better patch it in there or not. I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe it's new, but I will not research. If it is really new, because who cares? Does totally not matter. Only matters it works later. Oh, 44 fourth. 486, and then this bloody shit here, that is really ridiculous. So where's the file was targets, right? Targets rs. Pattern not found. Targets. Ah, there it is. Probably must have. So and that is a problem, right? The whole file change for this bloody checksum, which is certainly less than ideal. So the problem is we need to, because I did this, because the file was pre-patched, we will need to manually div u. Oh wait, so checksum we need to. So checksum I said, right? 486 stuff, checksum. I love this technical sounds, by the way, of the nothing from one, this glitchy sound stuff. I really like that, to be honest. Yeah, what is now? What happened here? Oh, we somehow patched this twice. Shit. Sorry for this, by the way. Just don't get this bloody COVID. Even 4 times vaccinated, I can't recommend it. Targets RSY. What have I done here? That maybe I didn't delete this from. Right, probably. .486, 486, 486. So this is the first try. Do we? We still. Massively building stuff. I have the feeling it failed already. Oh no, it didn't fail, it just printed out so much stuff. Okay, 486 stuff also rediffed, and green tint. I didn't see one on the display. I didn't see any. I didn't see any problem, to be honest. Looks. Where should this green tint be? I mean, beside black mode and red, but didn't notice any green tint. Should this be noticeable? Also, what is now Perl? I can't find Perl. Yes, this is so much too. I uninstalled Perl. Let's probably better reinstall Perl. I uninstalled this recently for the improved Perl, improved bootstrapping T2 without Perl installed tests. So much to that. But yeah, 2022 Firefox needs everything Node.js and Perl to. Do you have anything white, or what actually I would need to switch off? Actually, wait a second. I can open the T2 site, which doesn't have Wikipedia. I'm not sure. It doesn't look green tinted to me, but I mean everything. The colors pop certainly. I didn't notice any color issue watching like my own YouTube videos or something, right? So let's see what it was there. I'm not familiar with PyQter. Firefox isn't Wayland friendly. What do you mean with that? Works. Apparently works for me. I usually live stream, when I'm not on the go live streaming from my MacBook here, then all the other live streams are on Firefox with Wayland, with Way, and with freaking Firefox. So RV installation. Apparently that also works. So right. Okay, this is, by the way, this is the only thing. You improve some things and you break some other. This is the only expected error right now. Also political, of course. But how common, right? Even the iPhone had tints and stuff. If they ship 10,000 units and hundreds have that, and those 100 people complain, which obviously rightfully they do, of course, return it. Although might be just a calibration issue, but often this widespread stuff is just, I mean, obviously 9,900 people don't complain. I don't expect they ship more than some 10,000 or something. Obviously they're not Apple yet, and probably never will be, because obviously Apple is huge. So yeah, building the stuff. So yeah, I have to rush. You heard this phone call already. Need to go play, get some sunshine, recover from COVID. This stuff is building. It will probably be later in T2, and then I probably also need to test build the 486 stuff sometime soon, as we heavily modified that. But yeah, also, by the way, I'm probably make a to-do before we go, which is to do some Firefox toml, or is it toml? Firefox Rust code, check some clean up script thing, whatever, helper function. So yeah, we will see. Hope it is amazing. With T2 usually stuff is amazing. Hope you learned something. Don't forget to share and subscribe, get some sunshine, hydration, and see you next time.